Hi guys, my name is Natalia and welcome back or welcome to my channel where I talk about the books. So today I thought I would do a tier ranking of all the books I read in 2023. Obviously I don't want this video to be way too long, so I'm not gonna go into detail about what each one of these books is about, but I will just maybe briefly mention what I liked or what I didn't like about this book. So let's look at the tiers that I made. If I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at my laptop. So first one is best of the best. So obviously literally one of the best books I read this year. I will never stop recommending them and I will never shut up about them. Next one, really enjoyed it. So this one, maybe I wouldn't classify it as the best, but it was still very good. Maybe it had something I didn't like about it, but it was still very enjoyable and I would still recommend it. Next one, it was okay. This one, I want to say it's kind of neutral, so it was okay. Like, it was kind of good, but like I didn't like enjoy it like so much. It was okay. Next one, wasted potential. Okay, so this one, I guess I feel like maybe the idea was good, but the execution wasn't that good in my opinion. I feel like this book could be good, but just there were too many things that were bothering me. And last one, not my cup of tea. So here we'll go all the books. Well, there's not that many of them, but all the books I really didn't like. But obviously I didn't read them with the thought like, oh, it's going to be a bad book. Like, I thought it's going to be a good book and I will enjoy it, but it just ended up not being my cup of tea. But you know, still some people might enjoy these books. This tier list is obviously very subjective, so please do not get mad if I put here some book that you like. You know, everyone has their own opinion and I think that's okay. I feel like I just need to make a disclaimer because some people get very, I don't know, like, I know what it's like when someone doesn't like a book that you really love, and I know it kind of hurts, but you know, at the end of the day we have to accept that. Anyway, so let's get started. First one that I see here is the Heartstopper. So I read the third and the fourth book. Technically it's a graphic novel, so you know, it's a very quick to read. I don't know, I just want to say it was okay. Like, I don't know, I don't have many thoughts on it. You know, it was cute, but like it wasn't anything like groundbreaking. You know, I'm not like so obsessed with it. It was just okay. Next one, we've got Pride and Prejudice, and I'm kind of torn between best of the best and really enjoyed it, because I did really enjoy it. Would I call it best of the best? Maybe. First, let's put it in really enjoyed it. So it was my first time reading this classic. I have to say I really enjoyed it basically. I really loved the romance, the very vibrant characters, and just everything, the banter, everything was really nice. I also loved the movie, so let's put it in really enjoyed it. Okay, next one. Oh no. Red, White, and Royal Blue. I don't even want to say wasted potential because I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. There is a lot of like politics in it, I guess. I mean, like fake politics, not real politics, but I don't like politics both in real life, and I guess now I realize, no, I do like political intrigue, but maybe when it's like in a fantasy novel. But here it was, you know, made as if it was in real life, so I was bored to death. Even the characters, like I didn't like any of the characters. And I think his name was Alex, he was so annoying. I don't know, it was really hard to get through this book. I almost DNF'd it. I don't know how I finished it, but it was just not my cup of tea, even though I know so many people love it. And actually I did watch the movie just out of pure curiosity, and the movie itself was a little bit more interesting. Like, I did kind of enjoyed it more than the book for sure. So yeah, but I know so many people love this book, so it's just my personal opinion. Next we've got One of Us is Lying, which is like a YA thriller mystery. And I read it kind of like at the beginning of the year, so I don't remember that much about it. But I remember the ending, I was a little bit like, I don't know, I didn't like the ending. I thought it was kind of strange. But generally, it was fun. Let's just say it was okay. It was a fun read. I've read better thrillers, so I don't want to put it and really enjoyed it. But it was kind of enjoyable. Next, we've got Angel Fall. Oh, okay. I'm going to put it and really enjoyed it again because I did really enjoy it. So it is like a post-apocalyptic fantasy novel about angels coming down to Earth to destroy it. And yeah, I had so much fun reading this. And actually, yeah, so this is the first book and it's a trilogy, so I read the entire trilogy. Here we've got the second book, which I didn't like that much. I want to say Wasted Potential. Like there's an angel, I think his name was Rafi. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but anyway, so he's like the male protagonist in this book, and in the second book, World After, he like barely made an appearance. Like he kind of appeared at the end of the book, and without him, I don't know, I feel like it was a little bit boring. So I wanted to Wasted Potential because there was not enough Rafi. Or is it pronounced Rafi? Now I'm not sure. Sorry for that. And the last book was a little better. I'm going to say it was okay because it was not as good as Angel Fall. Angel Fall is still like my number one from the entire trilogy. So I think I'm pretty happy with how I ranked it. Next we've got another classic, the Picture of Dorian Gray. And this one, I'm going to say it was okay. I didn't enjoy it as much as Pride and Prejudice. Like, I can see why people enjoyed it for sure, but it was kind of hard for me to get through it. Like, it was still interesting and shocking, but yeah, let's just say it was okay. Shadow Kiss, let's say really enjoyed it. So this one is the third book in the Vampire Academy series, which I'm currently rereading, and yeah, this is like I said, the third book, and it's one of my favorites in the entire series. It was so good. I loved it so much. So yeah, next we've got Caraval. So Caraval, I want to say best of the best. I really love this book so much. First of all, it's so unique. So in this book, we've got this like magical game / performance called Caraval, and yeah, our protagonist kind of tricked by her sister to attend the Caraval, but it kind of mixes illusion with reality. So it's kind of like at the end of the day, you don't know what's real and what's not. I love the romance subplot. I loved how like whimsical and magical and enchanting it was, and I just loved everything about it. So this is the first book, and I read the entire trilogy, so let's rate the other two books. The second one is Legendary. So the important thing to note here is the Caraval was from Scarlett's perspective, and Legendary was from her sister Tella's perspective, which I didn't like as much. It's not like I don't like Tella, but I just didn't like her as much as I did Scarlett, and Tella's like romance subplot also wasn't as interesting as Scarlett's. So I'm gonna say it was okay. Like I still enjoyed it. It was still like Caraval, but just with a different protagonist. And in finale, it was actually mixed, so we got both Scarlett and Tella's point of view, and I'm going to say really enjoyed it. I feel like it was a great ending to this series, and I loved it so much. Next, we've got How the King of Elfheim Learned to Hate Stories, and it is like an additional book to the Folk of the Air series. So maybe first let's go through the Folk of the Air series. The first book is The Cruel Prince, and I want to say the entire series best of the best. It is one of my favorite series of all time. I love, like, there's so many plot twists, betrayals, political intrigue, and I love the romance. Well, it's an enemies to lovers trope. It's so well done. I just love this entire series. And How the King of Elfheim Learned to Hate Stories. So this one, it's like a short book with some drawings in it, and it just tells like some different scenes from Carden's point of view. So I feel like I just really enjoyed it. Like, obviously it's not as good as the main books, but I feel like I still loved it so much, and it was a great addition to this series. Okay, next we've got the Inheritance Game trilogy. So I want to say really enjoyed it for all of them. I feel like the Hawthorne Legacy was my favorite, but like still all of them, I enjoyed them very similarly. Although maybe the last one was my least favorite. So maybe the last one should go to It Was Okay. But yeah, it's like a mystery series about this girl who gets inheritance from a man she has never met, and she's trying to figure out who is he, how is she connected to him, why did he leave her like such a fortune. So it was very fun. The romance bit I wasn't a huge fan of, but the characters, yeah, I did like most of them. So let's just leave it at that. And next we've got, so this is only the last book from the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. And it's called As Good as Dead. So I did read the other two like last year, so they're not on here. But this one, I'm going to say wasted potential. And I don't know, like, I feel like the direction that this book went in, I'm just not a fan. Let's just say that. If you've read it, you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. I just feel like it was not as good as the first two books. And like the characters, especially Pip, like, I don't know, she changed so much, and I don't know, I was just like, what is happening? I feel like it could have been so much better. So the next book is called The Guest List. It is a thriller, and there is this wedding that takes place on a remote island, and basically one of the guests turns up dead, and there are like different suspects, and yeah, that's basically what this book is about. And I think I really enjoyed it. The ending was pretty well done, and it was thrilling, and like the whole setting of like being on a remote island, I think it was pretty creepy, and I really enjoyed this book. Next one, The Dead Romantics. I'm kind of torn between really enjoyed it and best of the best. Maybe best of the best. I really enjoyed it, definitely more than I thought I would. So this is like a romance with a magical realism added to it. So this girl can basically see ghosts, and one day, so she's a ghost writer, and one day she meets the ghost of her editor, but she's pretty confused because, you know, she thought he was alive, but suddenly he shows up as a ghost. So that's the story of that. I mean, I love the romance, I love the family dynamics. It was very emotional and heartwarming at the same time. I just love this book so much. Next, Divine Arrivals goes straight to best of the best. I don't know if you've watched some of my other videos, I already talked about how much I love this book and how I feel like, actually let's put it here because it's basically the best book I read this year. It's just so beautifully written. The love story is so beautiful. it just talks about so many important topics, and I love the characters so much, and I just love this book. It's perfect. Next. Oh no. Let's start with A Court of Thorns and Roses. And I want to say Wasted Potential, and for A Court of Mist and Fury, not my cup of tea. So I don't know, like both of these books were so long and boring for no reason, especially A Court of Mist and Fury. I thought it would never end. It was like a never-ending TV series or something like that. I don't know. I feel like, well, the first one, it was promising. I was like, okay, like the series is just starting. Maybe it was not the best. I was a bit bored, but maybe it can get better, because everyone said like the second book in this series is their favorite. But I read the second book and I almost died of boredom. I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea. I think just Sarah J. Maas's writing, maybe it's just not for me. Next, we've got Truly Devious, and I want to see Wasted Potential. So it is like a YA thriller mystery. It's just I didn't really enjoy it that much. I did like it, had some like creepy vibes and a mystery, but it's just like all of the characters were so annoying. I didn't like anyone, so it was just like meh. Let's just put in Wasted Potential. Could have been a lot better, like if it was executed better. Next, we've got another thriller. This one is a psychological thriller called The Housemate. So this one I really enjoyed. I love the plot twist. I love the like psychological aspect of it. It was so interesting and so creepy as well. Like this book is really creepy, to be honest. Next, we've got The Summer I Turned Pretty. I want to say it was okay, so I definitely enjoyed it more than I thought I would. It was just a nice, very light read. It wasn't anything spectacular, but it was a nice summer read. Next, Serpent and Dove. So I'm gonna say Wasted Potential. So it is a fantasy novel about like witches and all of that. I don't know, there were like some scenes that I think were supposed to be funny, but they made me cringe so much. I also really do not like the main characters, and their romance was also I don't know, I just didn't enjoy it. I think could have been good if it was executed better, so I'm putting it in Wasted Potential. Next one is The Overnight Guest, and I'm going to say really enjoyed it. So this one is also a thriller. It had a pretty shocking ending. It was also pretty creepy, and I feel like not many people talk about this thriller, so I do recommend it actually. So if you haven't read it yet and you like thrillers, this one was really fun to read. Next one, we've got If We Were a Villain. So this is like a dark academia type of book. I'm going to say it was okay. I could put it in really enjoyed it, but I just don't feel like I enjoyed it as much as the other books that I put in there. I feel like maybe I would enjoy it a bit more if there were less like Shakespeare quotes. There were so many of them. I was a little fed up with that. But overall, it was very interesting book. I think it was like the first dark academia book that I have read. It was definitely very like dark and atmospheric. Like the ending wasn't very shocking, but it was heart-wrenching. Yeah, I think this book, it was okay. It wasn't anything spectacular, but I did enjoy it regardless. Okay, we've got 2 books left. First one is Home Before Dark, and I'm going to say really enjoyed it. It's another thriller. Actually, The Silent Patient, I also really enjoyed it. So but I think Home Before Dark is like one of the best thrillers, or I think it's also classified as horror, but I think it's more of a thriller. So it's like one of the best thrillers I've read this year. It had so many plot twists. I was honestly shocked. It was like I thought I already have all the answers and I was hit with yet another plot twist. It was really amazing. Silent Patient as well, the plot twist was really good and it had really short chapters, so it was a very quick read, and it is also a psychological thriller, so I loved it so much. Okay guys, so this is how my tier ranking looks like. I think I'm pretty happy with the results, so I think I'm not gonna change anything else. That is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.